Hi, I'm Liv and welcome back to the Book Nook. Hey guys, so long time no see. I have been all over the place. I've been rubbish with my videos. Basically, the Libraria Lello video that I've been trying to edit has just become more of a thing and a lot more of a faff than I thought it was going to be. And I've just not had the energy recently. So since I've been back from holiday, things have been mad at work and I just haven't sort of got myself sorted out. So I'm doing my October haul video today, and the Libraria Lello one will be coming up when I can wrap my tiny little mind around it. So be warned, this is a large haul, as you will have seen from the thumbnail, so I am just going to crack on. First of all, I'm going to go through the ones that have been sent to me this month. I just realised I haven't done a haul at all at any point during October, so this is a full month's worth of books. Buckle up! So the first book that was sent to me, I'm throwing things on the floor already, is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. So the guys at Penguin sent me a copy of this one. This one probably needs no introduction, his first novel for a little while, to do with mental health and sort of a bit of mystery and intrigue in there. So I am going to give this one a go soon, so thank you very much for Penguin for that one. Then the lovely Nikki and Other Stories sent me a little selection of books again. They sent me The Lime Tree by César Aria, which takes me up to 3 César Arias, and I have not read a single one yet. I am naughty. And this is a fictionalised memoir set in a town called Colonel Pringles. So I love it. I've got 3 César Arias now and I haven't read a single one yet. Dear me. Fail. Next one is Malacqua by Nicola Pugliese. I should really probably try and at least attempt these pronunciations off camera before I do them on camera, but never mind. This one is a bit of a sort of quite a dark, gothic-y tale, I think, set in Naples that's been flooded. And the only other thing I know about this book is that it was quite successful when it first came out, but it was actually withdrawn at the author's request until his death in 2012, and then it's been reissued, and it's a gorgeous cover. Then the one that I was most excited about from Nikki and Other Stories, which I'm so grateful for, is The Unmapped Country even, Stories and Fragments by Quin. So Quin is a sort of a bit of a cult writer from the 60s, and these are sort of fragments and bits, and I love her writing because it's so weird and wonderful. And this one promises to be a crossover between sort of Virginia Woolf, Kathy Acker, Chris Kraus and Anna Kavan, so yes! Then I was sent a copy of Tangleweed and Brine by Deirdre Sullivan from the guys over at Little Island Press. This one looks a really interesting one. It's sort of feminist retellings of fairy tales, and it's this gorgeous hardback with a very satisfying sound, very satisfying heft. Ooh. Yeah, bewitched retellings of classic fairy tales with brave and resilient heroines. Oh yeah. Then the lovely Nat Shaw over at Granta and Portobello Books has sent me a few books. First up, we've got The Written Word, How Literature Shaped History by Martin Puchner. Now, this has been kind of billed as like the sapiens of literature and going back through the history of writing, and it just looks incredible, and Nat's been saying that's absolutely wonderful, so very excited to give this one a go. Then she sent me a copy of a book that a couple of people at work have read and have heard good things about, and this is one of Nat's favourite books of the year, and that's Yoko Tawada's Memoirs of a Polar Bear. This cover is gorgeous and is possibly one of my favourite covers of the year. It's got this lovely matte finish one as well, and it's just, look at that. I love polar bears. So it's a slightly weird one where the characters are sort of 3 bears, but it's a sort of magical realism thing. I think at one point there's like a bear in a conference room meeting, and it's like totally normal that there's a bear in there. So yeah, I'm excited to give this one a go very, very soon. And the one that I'm most excited about, I think, of the ones that Nat sent me, and it's the one that I'd asked for, is this book here, The White Book by Kang. Now, Kang, of course, wrote The Vegetarian and Human Acts, both of which were translated by Deborah Smith, and Deborah Smith is back with Kang translating this one. So this book is different to The Vegetarian and Kang, which were novels, and this is a sort of meditation on colour, on the colour white, and on sort of loss and mourning and meaning, and it just sounds absolutely fabulous. I'm a huge fan of Kang's writing and of Deborah Smith's translations, and the two together is just this wonderful synergy, and it's wonderful. So I'm really, really excited to give this one a go, so huge thank you to Nat for this one. Yay. So those are the ones that have been sent to me so far in October. Now let's get cracking on the ones I've bought, shall we? Now this is aside from, so you have seen a haul so far. It's aside from the ones that I've hauled that I bought in Porto or while I was on holiday. So almost as soon as I came back, I realised that Rupi Kaur's second collection of poetry, The Sun and Her Flowers, was out, so I picked up myself a copy of that one. I'm going to see what that one's like. I didn't love Milk and Honey, but I liked it. It was okay. It's not the most groundbreaking, but I can see... I spoke about this in a haul a while back. I'll try and dig it out and put the link below. But yeah, so I'm intrigued to see where she's gone next with that one. Then I bought a book that I nearly bought when I was in London doing a bookshop crawl with Alice Slater at Smokin' Tofu. I nearly bought it then, and I decided to buy it when I got home in the end, and that's Beg, Steal and Borrow, Artists Against Originality by Robert Shaw. And you can see this is not a penguin book. It has obviously been made to look like a penguin book. So as the title suggests, this is a book that looks at artistic borrowing and lack of originality, or is the melding? Like I just did with the words merging and melding. Melding is the reuse of other arts, works and forms and things all together. What is that all about? Does it have value on its own? This looks like a really interesting one, and it's one that's got plenty of illustrations in as well, as you'd expect. Then a couple of books that I probably wouldn't have normally picked up, but since I've been back, we've done a couple of events recently. One, Ruby Wax was at the Exeter Corn Exchange doing her Frazzled tour and a signing at the end of that, and me and a couple of guys from work were doing the sort of signing and sorting out the books there, and it was interesting enough, and I did always like Ruby Wax when I was younger. I always found her comedy sort of quite... Yeah, there was always something that I did quite enjoy about it, and I was quite intrigued, so I grabbed myself a signed copy of Frazzled. A Mindfulness Guide for the Frazzled, I should say, is the full title. And, the bookmark, yay! So it's not necessarily one I would have picked up, but from everybody that was sort of coming out of the talk and from what I was hearing, it's not sort of your straightforward kind of mindfulness. It's, mindfulness is crap, but what can you do, actually, kind of thing. Then another book I picked up that's really not my kind of thing, normally. Not because it's bad, it's just not my thing. You guys know I'm not necessarily like a massive crime reader. And it has to be something sort of quite interesting or new that plays with the genre for me to sort of really get my teeth stuck into it. But we had an event with Martina Cole, or, as Dave keeps calling her, and is now in all of our heads, Martina Cole. So we had an event with Martina the other week, and you know what? She was just the nicest person. She was so bloody cool, like genuine, warm, friendly, fun, that I thought, you know what, actually, can you sign me a copy please, Martina, and I'm going to buy one of your books and I'm going to read it. So, just goes to show, if you're lovely to your booksellers, they might buy your books. Then another one that I picked up is one that I've been really excited about ever since I heard about it coming out a little while ago, and that's Ta-Nehisi Coates' We Were 8 Years in Power, an American Tragedy. So this is looking at the Obama presidency and the end of Obama's presidency, and yeah, less said about that the better. But this, by all accounts, is absolutely fantastic, and Ta-Nehisi Coates, of course, wrote Between the World and Me, which is absolutely fantastic, and I mean, I say that I still haven't read it yet, but all I've heard is good things about it. I'm not going to try and make out like I have read something I haven't. So this book is a meditation on what it means to be black in America now after the Obama presidency and during the Trump presidency and all that sort of comes with that. So this one is going to be a bit of a gut punch, but I'm going to start on this one very soon. Do any of you believe me when I even say that, when I say I'm going to start it very soon? Because I don't believe myself half the time. Why do I say it? Next, I bought a book entirely at the fault of What Page Are You On podcast, which is the brilliant podcast hosted and created by Bethany Rutter and Alice Slater. And I bought a copy of a book which has been mentioned in every episode of their podcast, apart from the latest one, the Halloween one. Unless I missed it, I don't think it was mentioned. And that is Thomas Harris's The Silence of the Lambs. You probably all know about this one. I have never seen the film, nor read the book, so I figured I'm going to give it a go. Then a book that I did not think I would pick up at all until I saw the thing on Twitter that was doing the rounds about Princess Margaret's sort of daily routine where she'd like read the papers, have a bath and then have a vodka tonic to start her day. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to have a little look at 99 Glimpses of Princess Margaret, Ma'am Darling by Craig Brown. So this is exactly what it says on the tin, or doesn't, well, it's a biography of Princess Margaret, okay? Then I bought a copy of a book by an author that I've never read before and I've always meant to, and that is Joyce Carol Oates, and I picked up a book of American Martyrs. I thought, you know what, if I've never read a book by an author before, why not go for a huge one? One of the quotes on the back that I absolutely love is that it's morally meaty. Morally meaty. So it's a story of two American families and one crime that divides them. Yeah, cool. Then I got myself a copy of Playing Possum by Kevin Davey from Arg Press, which is the last of the Goldsmith shortlisted books that I had yet to acquire. So this is the one that follows a poet, possibly T.S. Eliot, possibly not, as he spends the night in a hotel in Whitstable. I am about a third of the way through this so far, and thoroughly enjoying it, so I will talk about this more in my Goldsmith Prize wrap-up, or Goldsmith Prize reaction video, not sure which it will be. Then I purchased a copy of a book that I've been meaning to buy for a little while, and while we're moving all the fiction around at work at the moment, it's a blessing and a curse because I keep unearthing hardbacks. I'm like, oh, I was going to wait, but maybe I won't. And the one that I bought is White Tears by Harry Kunzru. So this one is billed as sort of a ghost story and a love story about blues music and Black America. And I've heard really good things about it, and the design of the front cover is just absolutely gorgeous, so I had to have it. Then I bought a copy of a book which the design of which you will be familiar with, and this will not be the last time one of these books appears on this channel, I can assure you, and that is George Saunders' The Brain Dead Megaphone. Bloomsbury are reissuing all of his backlist in this style cover, the same style of cover as Lincoln in the Bardo. And The Brain Dead Megaphone is his collection of essays and non-fiction, and it's one of the only George Saunders books I don't own in any form, so when I saw this come into work, I was like, well, we all know what's going to happen, don't we? And while we're talking about George Saunders, I'm just gonna mention, so, of course, George Saunders' Lincoln in the Bardo won the Man Booker Prize, which I am thrilled about. I absolutely loved Lincoln in the Bardo, one of my books of the year, if not my book of the year. I always struggle with kind of definitive rankings, as you guys would have possibly remembered from my sort of midway through the year ranking thingy. So I was so thrilled when it won the Man Booker Prize, and I have since done what I don't think I've ever done for a book before. So I was sent a proof copy of Lincoln in the Bardo, the UK proof copy, which is a large format one. I was going to get them from upstairs, but I can't be bothered. It's a large format, so hardback size, but paperback, and it had the cutout in the front with the little hole, and that is absolutely gorgeous. I also have got myself the Waterstones exclusive edition of it in the lovely black and blue hardback. And then what I did once it won the prize, I'd been toying with doing it anyway. I'm not normally a completist when it comes to editions of books, but I seem to be turning into it if my shelf of the Essex Serpents is anything to go by. And now, George Saunders' Lincoln in the Bardo, because what I got myself was a signed copy, and what has saved me from having to be an absolutely absurd completist and buying a copy of the hardback, like 4 different editions, is that this edition of the hardback is a first, I don't think it's actually a first edition, but it's a first print run, so it hasn't got shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize on it, and it hasn't got winner of the Man Booker Prize on it, because if this says shortlisted, then I would have to get one that said winner. You see my problem here? But it saved me from that dilemma, because it has neither. It is before that, so it's just New York Times best-selling author of 10th of December. Now, the cool thing about this one, of course, I couldn't just buy, I wasn't just buying an edition of it. I bought myself a signed edition. Not just signed, but it's drawn a little picture. And I'm so happy. This is now going to be one of my treasured possessions. I've put it on my shelf, and I thought I'd put it out of reach of the cat, but no, it seems to be the book that he keeps going for and scratching. I'm going to have words. So that one will be living with my other 2 editions of George Saunders upstairs, as will this one, a 4th edition. Yes, that's right, I got myself a 4th edition. I got myself the American hardback, because it is actually a thing of wonder, and what I did not realise is it's got deckled edges. Now, I'm always a bit torn with deckled edges, ironically. Is that even? I don't know. Yeah, I'm always a bit torn by deckled edges. I never quite decide. Some books, I think, warrant it. Some books just do not. The Icelanders saga, or the Icelandic saga, that big, huge, massive one that's somewhere up there, that warrants deckled edges because it's like a historical text, and yeah, it works. Novels, in the main, no, what are you doing? Somehow, this one, maybe because I'm biased, it works. So, American edition to add to my George Saunders shelf. So yes, that is what I have had sent to me and what I've bought in the month of October. I've really got to stop spending money, guys. I don't think there are any others that I've read but not hauled, and thus will be in the haul, but not, no, in the wrap-up, but not the haul. I don't know. There may be. Basically, A, sorry about the lighting today. I don't know what's going on. I'm having a bit of trouble nailing it today. B, yeah, I'm a bit all over the place, so sorry this is a bit later than normal. I'm just thoroughly disorganised this time of year. Except when it comes to Christmas presents. I've only got like one more person to buy for, and it's not even November yet. What is happening? It's a very confusing time. Very confusing time. So, it's the end of October. Today is Halloween. Because I've just this moment decided that I'm going to put this live tomorrow morning rather than tonight. So, happy Halloween! I'm so on brand. I've never been one hugely for getting into the Halloween spirit, and the same has happened again this year. I'm going to be trying to get into a festive spirit. I normally do go pretty Christmassy in real life. Well, I don't go like pretty Christmassy, but I just get really excited. But I don't project that very much. Anyway, I'm rambling. I will be back to normal service at some point. I don't know. There's not really normal service with me, is there? I may do like a little catch-up video at some point, but probably not. Everything at work is pretty hectic. Thank you very much for anyone who watched the Wex vlog that I uploaded a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, a couple of days ago, not a couple of weeks ago. A couple of days ago, everything at work is going very, very excitingly. There will be another Wex vlog coming up shortly, probably today as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that if you fancy having a little look behind the scenes. As per the usual, have a little chat with me in the comments below about any of the books I have mentioned in this haul. I am out of practice, guys, is what's the problem here. So yeah, let's have a little chat in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video, which will not be as long a wait for that one as it was for this one from the last one. Can we just pretend I'm talking sense, please? That'd be great. Let me know what you're currently reading at the moment and what your book purchases have been like so far this month. Have you been OTT like me, or have you been restrained like the exact opposite of me? I'm gonna go hoover the house, guys. Bye!